Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be talking about 10 teams that will help you in both your early game and mid game journey in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you're just starting the game or somewhere in the early phases, these are 10 teams to aim towards. They'll definitely help you out. And if you're in the mid game, you probably have some of these, or maybe even most of them. This is just like a kind of like a checklist to see if you have everything, what you're missing. You can just check up, a lot of people liked my Star Wars Galaxy Hero videos lately, so we're gonna keep it going. I hope this helps. I hope you get some value out of this video, and if you do, if you enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, let's go right into it. The first teams are going to be CLS and Darth Revan. So these are the team comps that we're going to be working with. We're going to start with CLS and then move on to Darth Revan. Alright, so CLS is what we're starting with. This team is absolutely essential to the game. It's a blitz team essentially, and this is the lineup. You really do need this team no matter what you're going for at some point in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It starts out with Han. He always goes first, which triggers Chewie and the others, and this just keeps going and going. They just don't stop taking turns. Commander Luke can take away turn meter, and then C-3PO passes along translation. This team is an absolute beast. The only time you have to worry about not going first is when you're facing an enemy CLS team, in which if your Han is slower than theirs, then they'll go first. So just make sure your Han is relatively fast. Anyway, you need this team for a multitude of reasons. CLS, first of all, it's just a really good team. It's old, but it holds up really well. It's a good counter for gas, because gas can be annoying unless the gas is really, really high relic. And this team can take out almost a lot, like pretty much anything short of GLs. Like there's a few teams that it can't, but like for the most part, this team can definitely hold its own. Another thing is both Commander Luke, Chewie, this entire lineup is needed for several galactic legends. Like you need most of the CLS characters to get Jedi Knight Luke. Jedi Knight Luke is needed for Jedi Master Luke, needed for Jabba, so that's something you need Commander Luke for at Relic 7, and for Leia, the GL Leia, same with C-3PO and Han. You need Han up and C-3PO, C-3PO to 7, Han to 8 for Jabba. Chupio also needs to be set at Relic 7 for Leia. Basically, it's needed. It's just a really good team, and you're going to need it anyway. So this is a team that you definitely should consider building up. When it comes to 3v3, you usually split it up, Commander Luke, 3PO, and Chupio, and then you can put Han and Han and Chewie under like you can put him under you can put him technically under any like rebel lead. One of the best options is my mind went blank there for a second. You can put him under Dash Rendar. Dash Rendar as a lead with Chewie and Han. They work really well, so that's definitely a good option to think about. To basically sum up the team, it's a lot of assisting and a lot of debuffs, which help the turn meter train going. So yeah, this is definitely a team to go for. You're going to need it in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, especially if you want to go for GLs and stuff like that. So this is definitely the first team I would recommend you go for. Alright, moving on to Darth Revan. This is my third time recording this because I keep doing it without my mic muted. Anyway, Darth Revan is an incredible team. It's unparalleled on both offense and defense. It's much better than its counterpart, Jedi Knight Revan. My Darth Revan team's severely underleveled. My Malak is still purple and it has no Zetas, but and even though he's dying off, he does his job for a bit, and then the Darth Revan and Bastila just wipe out the competition. Even in GAC, while I don't throw him against a crazy team, any team I need to clean up, Darth Revan will work even at a low level. So yeah, he genuinely does a ridiculous amount of damage. On defense, he's really, really annoying. Most of the time, it'll take a GL to clean him up if you have him really high relic and good with good mods. Right now, if you look in the shop, Lightspeed bundles for both Revans are available, so you can get them right now if you are willing to spend the money. If you're not, it's fine. It's pretty easy to farm and get the characters up. And the event itself isn't that hard. It's a pretty old event. The Jedi Knight Revan one is a bit easier in comparison, but you have to do both anyway to get Malak. More so, Darth Revan is necessary for the Leviathan, which is currently the best fleet in the game. So you're gonna have to get Revan for if you want to go for Leviathan. There's Darth Malgus. Malgus is eventually going to become the lead of the Darth Revan team. So right now, even though it's a complete beast of a team, it gets even better later on. This is more mid-game. I'm not that close. Well, I'm pretty close to it. Or I would be if I could actually do the Proving Grounds event. But most people at around the 7 million GP should be pretty close to Malgus, so they can have that to put it ahead. But early game, if you get Darth Revan, this guy's going to take you through bronzium, even like chromium. Yeah, the early chromiums, like later, like chromium 5 maybe. It's just unless it's like you get the full team up. If you get like Malik and everything, then yeah, this team is just really, really good. He does not disappoint like at all. Alright, the next two teams up are Night Sisters and Darth Traya. Alright, next up is the Night Sister team, the new one with Marin. This team is severely underestimated at like almost every point in the game. Don't get me wrong, it's also really good on offense, but like in terms of Grand Arena defense, this team is severely underestimated. It's still really good on offense, but like you should get this team just for its defensive ability. The fact is, a lot of people going against Night Sisters, like they might not know how the mechanics work like completely, even like Erodium and Chromium. I've seen people like lose to this team with JML and Ray. That's two Galactic Legends losing to a Night Sisters team. In all fairness, the Omicrons were there, but still, it's crazy. This team can be countered by like gas, and you can use Imperial Troopers, but even that can go wrong. Even if you try to outspeed them, it could go very wrong very fast. And a few other counters could like Starkiller obviously works. And then like the other GLs obviously work. But like the main non-GL counter for this is like Gas or Darth Bane. But like you want to waste Darth Bane on a Night Sister team? No. So yeah, if the opponents do not have Gas, Darth Bane, or like those guys, or like even if they have Imperial Troopers, you should put this on defense. Otherwise, on attack, this still does a lot of stuff. The Night Sisters team is definitely, I don't want to say an underrated team, but it's definitely a really good team that you should get. I still have to take mines up, and like it's also really good for Conquest just because of the revive feature. You're always getting 3 stars because Daka is reviving everyone, and the Marin as well. Like, this is a really, really a good team to have on your team. Very versatile, and yeah, it's definitely a team to consider. Alright, moving on to Darth Traya. Okay, moving on to Darth Traya. Darth Traya is just a crazy team. You can get Darth Traya from the guild store. She's one of the 3 guild characters. The rest of her team, Nihilus and Nihilus you can get on a hard node. You can get Savage from the squad store. The other guys, they're pretty easy to get except for Darth Talon. But Talon can be switched out for Vader or another Sith. The Darth Traya team in GAC, even in Territorial War, is still really good. But in GAC mainly, where they have their Omicrons, Darth Traya with 1, Savage with 1. If you have Talon, she has her own. You don't have to put that one in. It definitely helps, but it's mainly the Traya one and the Savage one. You can run Savage solo as well, but I like putting them in the Darth Traya team. A Darth Traya team on defense, like a high relic one, will more often than not force your opponent to use a GL to take it out. The fact is, there's not many non-GL counters to Darth Traya, especially high relic one. She still works for low relics, but like some of the counters are like Gas, Darth Bane, Starkiller is a rough fight. It can be done, but it's a bit rough. Imperial Troopers can work if it's a low relic Darth Traya team, and like you have to get really lucky with that one too. But otherwise, it's usually a GL. Like for a high relic Darth Traya team, it's a GL counter. I don't know if her Lightspeed bundle has left the shop. It might still be in there, or it might be done. I think it's done by now. But she was in the shop, so you might have picked her up. It might come back, but it's not that hard to get as well. So yeah, and then on offense, Nihilus has the insta-kill. Darth Traya can shut down almost anybody. And it's just a really crazy team. I don't know what more to say about it. It's Darth Traya, you know. It's definitely something to get go for. It doesn't have a lot of GL. It doesn't meet many GL requirements. Darth Talon is used on a Darth Malgus team, so there might be some conflict there. But it's still, but a lot of people don't put Talon with Malgus anyway because Sith. I think it's Sith Marauder or Assassin just works. It works as well. So there shouldn't be too much conflict. Otherwise, yeah. So this team on this team on GAC defense will get holds. I can guarantee you, especially in early GAC. Like later on, like they'll get through it. But like if your opponent doesn't have GL or gas, the chances are they're gonna get stuck on this team. So yeah, Darth Trey is definitely something to think about. Next two teams are Gas and Phoenix with Captain Rex. Alright, starting off with Gas. We already talked about Gas a bit in this video. This guy counters a lot of stuff. He counters Night Sisters, Darth Trey, which I was talking about. He also counters. It's a bit more risky of a fight, but still. Gas is a bit of an old team. General Anakin Skywalker, he is still, but even as an old team, he's still really, really good. There was a Gas bundle that came out, so a lot of his, so for the and a Padme one, so you got Padme and the droids for the event, so and Negotiator obviously, so yeah, so the event, if you have that, you probably already have him at this point. If not, you need to work to him at some point if you want the likes of like Lord Vader or General, if you want Kenobi. Well, for Lord Vader, you're gonna need Gas, add Relicate, and you need Padme as well up. So yeah, it's both of those, and you need Padme for Gas. Anyway, so yeah, Gas works both on offense and defense really well. On offense, we already talked about him a bit on offense. On defense, he's a really solid counter. He can be countered by like non-GL counters include Starkiller, obviously Starkiller counters. CLS is a really good counter for Gas, but if Gas is high enough relics, if the team, the five first characters and Anakin himself are high enough relic levels, then CLS can also lose against them. So yeah, he's also a counter for Geos. A lot of people are annoyed by Geos. It's a really expensive counter for Geos. You're probably better off with Darth Vader or Jawas. I recently got told Jawas can take them on. I didn't know that. Phoenix also takes on the bugs, but like anyway, it's just another thing. Gas also does really well for territory war defense. A lot of guilds have a gas wall somewhere. Yeah, you're gonna have to, if you want to get in a high level guild, they might expect you to, or it might like help you get into one. So yeah, General Anakin Skywalker is definitely someone you should slowly aim towards. If it's on your way, then you might as well pick it up, you know. So yeah, moving on to Phoenix. Alright, moving on to the Phoenix team with Rex. A lot of people already talk about this. They say you should get it, you know, now that Rex is out. It's actually one of the first free-to-play teams that they recommend, and for good reason. With Captain Rex in GC with the Omicron, this team can hit a lot of things. Not only is it's good on defense too, but like on attack, you can take out CLS, depending on CLS. You can take out the Inquisitor team, even with Grand Inquisitor as the leader. You can take out the Resistance team with Zori Blitz. You can take out Geos. You can take out Night Sisters. And this team can even take out Reva. Not this team that I showed you, not this comp. You need a pre-taunting tank, so take out Kanan, put in like Sith Empire Trooper or something like that. And it can take out like a Reva team. It's not like a complete win rate. It's like 80%, maybe 70%. You can check on SWGoH for that. But like it works. It's a non-GL counter that like works, and this team really punches up. And even if you don't want to go for like the crazy counters, if you just put the Lost Commander Zeta on Rex, and you could throw in the Omicron too. Even with just that one Zeta, it becomes a really good functioning team. It doesn't like hit as high, but like still, it can do a lot of cleanup. It'll still take out Geos, but yeah, if you want to take out, you have to put in some of the other Zetas though. If you want to take out like Reva and like Inquisitors teams, but like Jedi Knight and Knight Revan. Yeah, Jedi Knight Revan is also counterable with proper Phoenix team along with Rex. It's a bit of a weird strategy, but it works. So like yeah, this team takes on a whole lot of shit. So if you already have the Phoenix from whether you already farmed it up previously or you plan to farm it up, it's definitely worth it. A lot of the characters are in like Squad Store, Cantina. The only one Rex you do have to, or like a Galactica War Store, you do have to farm Rex from a hard node. But otherwise, or you might have them from the Lightspeed bundles. They're in the Empire Lightspeed bundle, so like you might have it from there. Otherwise, it's really easy to farm. So yeah, this is definitely a team to go for, especially if you're starting out early. It punches really high from now till the end of the game. And yeah, let's move on to the next set of teams. Alright, moving forward, we have Imperial Troopers and Zori Bliss Resistance team. Alright, starting with Imperial Troopers, there's a lot to say about the team, but it's also not. Like, Imperial Troopers are a really early game team, a team you can get really early game really easily, and they just do a lot of work for the rest of the game. They are a Turnimeter trained team, with the main pieces being General Veers and Admiral Piet, and Dark Trooper for the damage. Piet puts his second ability on Dark Trooper to help Veers' leadership, which passes along turn meter, and the more buffs they get, the more turn meter they get, and it's just non-stop turn meter train. It's crazy. This team can counter most things in the game as long as they go first. There's a few exceptions to this rule. If the turn meter train gets shuts down, but for the most part, this team can counter almost anything. Non-GLs, of course. Moff Gideon, I like this particular lineup pretty well because Moff Gideon, if you can't get your Piet fast enough, Moff Gideon is easier to get faster. So, and using his third special, it just drains everyone's turn meter and instantly. So yeah, it instantly starts the turn meter drain. He's sometimes like busy on a Gidme team, but like if you're not using him for a Gidme team, you can put him here. If you don't like this particular lineup, there's also there's another lineup with sorry about that. I have to go for a sec. The alternative to Moff Gideon is Range Trooper. Actually, you can also switch out Range Trooper for Colonel Stark as well. So, yeah, that's another option. Range Trooper, a lot of people prefer it. I like this lineup, but it depends on what you like better. This team is also usable. It's also you're able to put it on defense. If someone doesn't outspeed it, they're kind of screwed. A lot of people, it's better to put it on attack. It can attack a higher team than it can on defense, because like it gives too much power to your opponents to like decide what to do, you know. So yeah, Imperial Troopers definitely something you should get. And yeah, let's move on to the Resistance team with Zori Bliss. Okay, moving on to Zori Bliss. This team is interesting to say the least. If you got the bundles for Rey, you should definitely build up this team. If not, this team's a bit more out of the way, to be honest, so you might not never end up building this team, but like it's definitely something to consider, because on defense, even on attack, it's a really annoying team. It's Finn, Zori Bliss, the Resistance heroes, and then Rose, Tico, or another Resistance hero character if you don't want to go take Rose up in particular. But like it works as 3v3, 5v5. Once Zori gets going, she just does not stop. You don't even need to take her higher, like that high, because she goes stealth and like just doesn't stop. She has her own ship as well, which really boosts the Resistance fleet. So that's another reason if you need the fleet. But like it's a really annoying team. Like you get them fast with the Omicron and Zetas, it just does not stop going. There was a Datacron with this team, and holy shit, when this team first came out, a lot of people just did not know what to do against it. Now like people have figured it out better, but like earlier on, like even up to Chromium, people are going to struggle with this team. Maybe after that, like in Erodium and in Kyber, definitely people know what to do. Same with the higher seasons of Erodium, but I'm currently in Chromium 2. I've been in Erodium, but like in Chromium 2, people still struggle against this Zori Bliss team. So yeah, definitely something to think about. It's a pretty good direction, but like in the end, it's a bit out of the way if you don't plan to go for Galactic Legend Rey. So yeah, let's move on to the next few teams. Alright, we have our final two teams. We have the Geonosians and Qui-Gon. Alrighty then. Geonosians, everyone hates them, universally hated, because they're so annoying on defense. On offense, really, there's not many uses for them. They're used mainly for two reasons. One, because you need them for the Wat Tambor mission in Darkside Geonosis, and it's because of how annoying they are on defense, both in GAC defense and in Territory War. Some smaller guilds actually require that are still doing Darkside Geonosis actually require you to take up Geos and put the Omicron on Poggle the Lesser. The Poggle makes them even more annoying. It's a bit of an old Omicron, but still, it's just really irritating to deal with. There's counters for. There's a lot of teams. We talked about counters for Geos in this video. And there's additional counters. Some guilds have specific counters for Geonosians, and but in GAC they're much easier to counter. That's what you mainly use them for, defense. You don't really take them on offense, in early in the really early game, this team is also useful because you need to get your Zetas, and in order to get the Zetas you need to do the fleet challenge with the Executrix. And some of the best early teams to get chips to get early on are the Geonosian chips. So yeah, Geonosians are definitely something you should focus on early on. Alrighty then, bringing us to our final team. Straight out of the bucket, I'm gonna say it, Qui-Gon sucks. The only exception is with his Omicron. Qui-Gon Jinn, he came out in the Lightspeed bundles, so you probably have him if you wanted to get the Naboo Jedi team. That's what I originally got him for, and what a lot of people also got him for. But Qui-Gon his Omicron, it does push up really high. If you match him with Jedi Knight Anakin, especially on defense or even offense, Qui-Gon is going to get killed off, which lowers your banners, but then Jedi Knight Anakin and whatever other Jedi you have on the team absolutely nuke the opposition. In this, the main three are Qui-Gon along with Anakin, and then Mace Windu is a good third option as he helps tank, and then Ki-Adi-Mundi mixes really well with Qui-Gon. And then fifth one, I just put Plo because I didn't really know who to put. You can switch it out between different Jedi. I'll leave that up to your discretion. It depends on what you have available, and most of my other Jedi are somewhere else, so that's up to you. But this team works both on offense and defense. On defense, it's particularly tricky. A lot of people tend to underestimate how much goes into Qui-Gon, and then they end up getting nuked out, and then they go back in, and Qui-Gon's dead, but Anakin and whatever other Jedi you have are amped up crazy because of Qui-Gon's Omicron, so it becomes really difficult, and you might just get stuck for a while. So yeah, Qui-Gon's definitely someone you should consider. Usually people say that should be one of your first, if not first, Omicrons in the game, and there's definitely a reason for that. So yeah. Alright everyone, those are the top 10 teams that you need in your Star Wars Galaxy of Hero roster. I hope this video helps. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'm sorry this video came out late, it's been a bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day everyone. And we almost at the new year, so keep going, get your New Year's resolution, and Happy New Year everyone. Take care.